Coming up on today's show, 4 GOFests have been announced. Will the 4 of us attend GOFest? And I think the spark may have gone out looking at an Instinctive Hero. Welcome back to the Incensed podcast, episode 116. I'm Ian Waterfall, and with me this week we have Masterful27 and Casual Coops. No Milo, he's on holiday. Guys, how are you doing?
And what do we say to that, Ian? Moving on.
Moving on.
No one cares, he's not here. Moving
on. You might hear from him next week, but that's the last time his name will be mentioned tonight.
Yes.
Probably.
I'm so glad that he gets to experience, because whenever anyone's not here, you're always so nice. But then whenever I'm not here, you're always like, no one cares. So anyway, moving on to the Pokemon GO news.
Yes.
But I'm good, mate. I'm all good. I did think this. Have we ever just recorded a show just us three, Marky, or is it?
Milo has been absent, I think, twice from
Okay.
shows. So I think it has been just us three a couple of times. That was in the old days, though, when we said stuff that we can't really say now.
This is the first time the three of us washed up and more professional together, isn't it? This is a first. This is a first.
Washed up? We're not washed up. Has been.
Yeah. No, I'm good. It's been a good week. We're recording on a Thursday, which is almost like we've gone back to the old days.
Yeah, we are recording late this week because a lot of the listeners may not know this. Our patrons will do, but we moved our recordings to Tuesday just to ease the pressures, as obviously life has its own hurdles for us to get over, and recording at the end of the week did become a little bit more difficult.
It was a strain. It was a bit of a strain, if that's fair to say. Yeah,
it is. But
it's a good word, right? It's strain.
Yeah.
It was a strain.
It was a challenge.
Yeah. Like Thesaurus.
Yeah. But we're back to a Thursday for 1 week only, and that is purely and simply because we had heard that some news was going to hit, and luckily it hit. So we've actually got something to talk about tonight, because if it hadn't, it would have been quite a short show. It would have been one of your shows, actually, Coops. It would have been really...
Honestly, stop flirting with me. You know I love those. This isn't just news. This is, again, they've already seen from the title, but I am so hyped. I can't wait to talk about it. I cannot wait to talk about it. But boys, it's good to... Of course.
Anyway, for the 116th time, it is time for you to...
Pop your incenses, champions. Let's go.
That's right, Zoe. And if you do get anything from those incenses, or just while listening to the show, don't forget to post it on socials and hashtag us so that we'll see that you got a shiny of the week. And that hashtag is...
Clarify the spelling, please.
SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. So,
I think you messed it up. I think you should do it again.
No, I didn't. I know how to spell, unlike you the other week.
Sunshine.
Excellent. Moving on.
So, let's get into the body of the show.
And now, children, it's time for Getting to Know You with the Incensed podcast.
I do feel that we're kind of scraping the barrel with questions for getting to know you. So I actually Googled cheesy questions to get to know somebody, and this was one of the ones that came up. So, boys.
Back to your flirting days.
Yes, back to... I'm going to flirt. So, Coops, Mark, my boys,
Yes.
What's your favourite cheesy love song?
Ooh. Love is in the air tonight, Ian, hey?
Love is in the air.
I could use that one. So this is probably one of my all-time favourite questions that you've done on the podcast. This is a really tough one for me because I'll be honest, I am quite partial to a cheeky love song. I don't like cringy ones, but I do like good love songs, you know, like a ballad that you just belt out.
I've got one, Coops.
I am partial
All right,
to
let's
one.
go for favourite love song then. Let's just go favourite love song then. Let's make it easier for you.
You think about lovely love songs, though. I reckon you like Beautiful Me, don't you, by Dappy? Is it that sort of song?
I thought he was going to throw an N-dubs in here somewhere.
They've got a new song out tonight. Don't laugh. But
A new song that no one's going to buy.
okay. Literally, even me, it sounds terrible. But again, for the 8th time tonight, moving on.
Anyway.
In my household, we grew up on 2 artists from my mum. She had an incredible music taste.
Dappy and Chulisa.
Did you just say Chulisa?
It's Chulisa, isn't it?
No, it's... Oh my... I can't deal with you. No, it's Talisa. But anyway...
That's what I said.
You said Chulisa. Moving on. I grew up on 2 music artists. I'm very lucky because they're amazing artists. And these artists were Take That and Luther Vandross. These 2 artists been a huge part of my upbringing, huge part of my childhood. And literally know every lyric of every song to every album. And there's a few love songs, as you can imagine, with these two artists. But the one that I'm going to pick is going to be, and you're going to be like, I'm keeping it on a cheesy mind because it is cheesy, but I'm going to go with A Million Love Songs by...
I knew you was going to say that. A million.
Because literally, like, it's me and my mum's like favourite song. It's super cute. Yeah, when we're listening to Take That and it comes on, we're just belting out and it's just an absolute banger. I was actually going to say, actually, no, it was only one. I was going to give you a Luther Vandross one.
No, go on, give me, because I knew you'd have a second.
No, did you actually? No, you didn't.
Yeah,
no,
I did. I did, yeah.
But then with Luther Vandross, my two favourite songs, they're kind of like love songs, but they're not. But yeah, I'd pick Buy Me a Rose or If I Didn't Know Better. So I literally, they are like, I know he said to pick one, but I can't. I literally love those artists. So yeah, for the Mark's poll, A Million Love Songs, take that, because I'm going for the dub for the third week in a row.
Going for the dub, the end dub.
Oh, you can leave it. Leave it alone.
Ian, great question. When I was thinking about songs, I immediately went to cheesy songs, not cheesy love songs. So I had some belters when I was a little nipper. My dad loved his Phil Collins, bit of Genesis. I grew up listening to a lot of Stevie Wonder as well. One of my favourite ones, and I think I won't get the dub if I go with this one, but it's by an artist called by Dire Straits. Great music.
They did some great music.
I'm going to pick a Dire Straits song. I was going to go with something like Groovy Kind of Love by Phil Collins. People know that one. But I'm going to go...
Still would have lost.
Still would have lost.
I was actually listening to that.
It's on your play mix, isn't it, Ian?
It's on my iPhone, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dear, I want to get the title of it right. It's Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits. It is a cheesy love song. And if you listen to the lyrics, it's a very good play of the Shakespearean play, as we know, but with a little bit of cheesiness and a bit of wit put to it. So I ask anyone who's listened to us live, listen to it in the background before you cast your vote. Romeo and Juliet, Dire Straits is my choice.
Good
Actually,
choice.
E, I've just had a little think. Can I change my answer? Do you
Give
mind?
us your alt and then I'll say yes or no.
Yeah, I'm going to change my answer to I Love the Incensed podcast by Pen Pal Simon.
That would win, but no, you can't. You've got to stick with it.
Okay, fine. Go on, mate.
After I'd Googled this question, then I started thinking like cheesy love songs. I did struggle. So I did start thinking a little bit more laterally of love songs in general, because I kind of generally go down a more rocky route with my music. I did struggle. So then I started thinking, well, love songs kind of vary. So if I'm thinking through the decades, and yes, I am saying decades because I'm old, love songs, I've got favourites from quite a lot. If I was thinking the 90s, it would probably be something like I'll Make Love to You by Boys to Men, or maybe I Swear.
I Swear.
Yeah, exactly. I can't even remember who sang that.
I Swear.
It's a great record.
It is a great
Who
record.
sang that, actually?
Wasn't it N-Dubs?
They did the remix.
All for
version
One.
too.
All for One sang it.
All for
Yep,
One.
All for One sang it. 1994. Yeah, All for One. So, and then I thought, well, Bryan Adams has done some good love songs. But there were kind of two I settled on. This is why I let you two actually go with a couple. So, honorary mention would be Louis Armstrong, We Have All the Time in the World.
Great.
Which is
great.
great song,
great
song.
From the, what was it, late 60s, I think it was, or early 70s. Anyway, it was for a long time ago. The one I'm actually putting on Mark's poll, and I don't know if this is going to be a winner or not, but it's one that when you hear it, I'm automatically transported back in time. And that song is Eternal Flame by the Bangles.
Ooh.
Okay, no, it's a good record.
Every time I hear that
record.
song, it just takes me straight back to, I think it was the 80s.
Yeah.
That's my nomination. So looking in the chat, we've got a little bit of love for Meatloaf, Queen, The Quo, Bon Jovi, Dire Straits. So there's a few things. Nobody's agreed with you or me, Coops. It's all
So
like
I might
Mark
not
stuff.
win this. Okay. Damn. Well, I'll see. Hopefully our Twitter followers take that, fans.
So we've got three decent choices. And it's not the only poll we're going to be talking about tonight. We've got another poll we're going to talk about shortly. But Coops, something happened last weekend, didn't it?
Got no idea. What? You always do. Look at me. You always do this
I always
to
do
me.
it. You got me last week. I'm getting you back, sunshine.
This time last week, gang, was Galarian Stunfisk. What was it called?
Limited Research Day.
Was Galarian Stunfisk Limited Research Day. Now, my life in 2023 has been crazy. So I didn't manage to play it. I was gutted because the shiny for the Unova Stunfisk was out, if I'm correct, and it looked insane.
It was. It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I clicked on the game all weekend, which I'm gutted. And then for this weekend as well, just gone for Mamoswine Comdar, can't play it. There's just a lot going on right now for me. But it looked amazing. I saw on Twitter, everybody got their shinies. People got some shundos, some hundos. As we know, Galarian Stunfisk and Unova Stunfisk, you're going to hate this, but they both are genuinely really solid for Great League and potentially Ultra League as well, if you get them max to level 50.
Can't argue there.
Yeah, especially the G-Fisk is still an unbelievably meta mon for the Great League. So hopefully you got some XL candy for that. Boys, inspire me to play the next one. How was it? Marky, you go first. How was it?
Limited research days are probably one of my favourite events in Pokemon Go. Your experience does vary depending on where you live, and certainly when I used to play them rurally, it's very difficult with 7 or 8 Pokestops, because if you don't get the good stuff, you need to get in the car and start trying to find other places to play it. Now, fortunately, even though I've moved, I still had to do the same thing. Literally get in the car, drive around, because the luck wasn't really on my side on this event, even though I was determined to do it. I think with these events, if it's a new shiny, it certainly does make you want to go for it. And it is an endurance task. I left the house and said, right, I'll be about an hour. I think I'll get them all that I need, and we'll have the rest of the afternoon to do stuff. I got an hour and a half into it. I went, it isn't quite working here. It isn't quite going to plan. And I think because there was 2 different Stunfisks that both had RNG, it did add that extra layer of complication to it. I remember getting my first Galarian one when I was in Berlin for GoFest. So that was a lovely little memory there. But the downside was none of these could be perfect PvP stats because they were all from researchers. So I know there was a few people that were obviously going for the hundo.
Yeah, technically on paper it's G-Fisk, but the Unova one is equally as good for Great League. It just all depends on what Pokemon you're running, bro. Everything, has to balance out each other. But Unova, it's only Great League, and then Galarian is Ultra and Great.
That's it. So yeah, I got one of each. Loved it. Big tick. Needed. What about you, Ian?
I played the entire event. I went out with a similar mission as you. I thought, right, I'll go out. I want one of each. I didn't need the Galarian. I'd already got a couple of those from previous events, but I thought, I definitely want the Unova one because it's a great shiny. That turquoisey blue, the old Incensed colours, it's gorgeous. I went out and I thought, right, okay, get one of each, done. That didn't happen. I stayed out for the entire 3 hours. I worked out that I did 95 tasks, which probably to some people isn't many, but I think I did most of the stops that I could walk to in the town centre, and the weather wasn't great. It was raining off and on, so that was a challenge in its own right. But I loved it. Yeah, the tasks were easy to do. None of them were particularly difficult. I came away with a bloody healthy number. I got 5 of the Unova shiny. I got 4 of the Galarian. But I also got 2 other event spawns because there were event spawns for this. I got the shiny Drillbur, which I'd been hunting for during Sustainability Week, and despite doing as many of the encounter tasks.
Yeah. Talking about that later, and we hold on.
Yeah, but this I got that during this event, not during the Sustainability Week, because the events overlap. So I got the shiny Drillbur, which was amazing, and I did not expect that at all. And I also got the shiny Hippopotas, which again didn't need. It's another great shiny. So all in all, it was a solid, from me, great event.
To you lot about, I do get really jealous because I do want to play these events, especially Stunfish. It's got a special place in my heart. But I'm gutted. It literally sounds amazing, and it only 3 hours. It's not like 10 hours you got to play. So yeah, I'm gutted, but I'm glad you guys had a good day. And obviously, Milo, I hope that you had a good day as well. I'm sure you did. I'm sure he got triple the shinies. Yeah. Who? Wait, who's Milo? Who's Milo? But Ian, do you mind if we talk about something that I am definitely going to be attending?
Nice.
I think it is time to discuss the first part of this week's...
It is. It's the news.
Let's go. I'm hyped. Sorry.
Let's do this. This is what we've been waiting for months. I mean, historically, this information has come out like at least 4 weeks earlier in the year than it has done now. And we were kind of thinking, what is Niantic playing at? It's like the middle of April. We've not heard anything about GoFest. If you guys are doing events in like June, July, like you normally do, then there's going to be an issue.
Oh, how amazing. We literally saw that UK started having a Pokemon Go UK social media. We were like, GoFest. And like, look at us.
Seriously, we thought that, and there was nothing to lead us to think that, but it was a bit strange how this timing kind of worked.
We need to start reading people's palms.
Because normally the English-speaking countries are all
Absolutely.
sort of lumped in the same Pokemon Go app information. So we got the announcement yesterday, the 26th of April, and something that the four of us have been waiting for, and probably every trainer in our country had been waiting for, the UK, more specifically London. More specifically, South London is getting its first GoFest on the 4th to the 6th of August.
Now, if that don't deserve a round of applause, I don't know what does.
I definitely think it deserves one of these.
And do you know what's so funny? Do you know what I love about all three of you boys? You've been taking the Michael out of me about where I live in a scary area. Let me tell you, this GoFest in London, in South London, is in the ghetto. I just want to let you lot know.
Yeah, we were talking about that before we started recording today. It like you said, it's 10 minutes from Croydon, which, guys, if you're going to attend the UK GoFest, please go on Amazon and order a stab vest.
It's fine.
You know, Amazon could do with the... No, you generally don't. It's just outside of Brixton, right? So Brockwell Park is the location. So it's not quite that bad. It's Croydon adjacent.
Croydon is fine. Ignore them. But no, it's just funny because you've always banded about...
Croydon adjacent. That's a great... Croydon adjacent. I always want to get like T-shirts with that on. Croydon AGJ.
Yeah. Oh my God, let's do it.
We should make
one. I just want to say to everyone, Brockwell Park is south to Brixton and it's west to Herne Hill, the train station. So yeah, you can get to Brixton on the Victoria line, which is the light blue line. Obviously, you can get there from normal trains as well, and then Herne Hill as well. Bit of an awkward station because it's not like one of the main ones sort of in south, but yeah, you can easily get there. And from Brixton and Herne Hill, it's literally, I think from Herne Hill, it's next to the east entrance to the park. I think it's like a 5-minute walk. And then from Brixton, it looks about a 10-15 minute walk. So yeah, but I just want to say, like, this really is South London. If you lot didn't want to come to me, but we will be going, all of us, to South London.
Thanks to Niantic, we're going.
Yeah. So, but no, it's an amazing park, beautiful park. I'm actually there at a festival.
Now, you've played there, haven't you? You've played at that park.
Yes, I've played at the park, but I'm going to a festival, which is really funny, in June there as well. So it's a beautiful park. So guys, honestly, if you're coming to the London GoFest this year in August, oh my God. Sorry, I know this is like you wanted to talk about this, but I'm so hyped. We're all going to...
Go
yeah,
for
we're
it.
all going to be there. It's like 10 minutes from my house. And honestly, we're going to have the best time. It's amazing. And the transport links, so easy to get back into Central if you want to go for a nice meal, go for some food, see the history of this incredible city. Yeah, sorry, I'm just hyped. I love South London and everyone's going to have an amazing time.
Yeah, now, the way they're working the GoFests this year, it's kind of like what they did last year with all of the GoFests other than Berlin. So there's going to be a morning park experience and an afternoon park experience. Now, if you get the morning park ticket, then your park experience will be from 9 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. So you're getting a good, like 4.5 hours in the park. So a good amount of time in the park. And then your city experience will be in the afternoon. Now, if you pick the afternoon experience, those time slots work from 2:30 p.m. till 7 p.m. So same sort of time frame, but there's an hour break in between. And the city experience for both of these literally runs from 9 till 7. So you don't even need to go to the park if you don't want to. If you really don't want to go to South London, you could just literally walk around London and play it.
If you haven't booked your ticket already and you do want to play on Friday, my advice is get the park ticket in the afternoon. Obviously this is hypothetical if it's not sold out before this episode is released. That would be awkward. But my advice, if you want to play on the Friday, get the park experience in the afternoon, in the evening, because rush hour in London, on the trains, on the tubes, in Brixton, it is going to be mental on a Friday between 3 and 6 p.m. So if it was my advice and you want to do the Friday, try and get the late slot in the park and the early slot around the area, sort of around the surrounding area. That's just a tip here. God, I'm like the transport man, aren't I, today?
You are. You're like the South London transport.
Well, it's because I live here, so, it's my first time
transport tips.
Yeah.
Transport tips.
No, but I can't give advice on, Chicago GoFest, but I can really give advice and tips for a South London GoFest. Come on.
And if you're wanting to see Coops at this event, just look for the security guards, because he's actually got a job as one of the security guards.
Imagine.
He's not going to play it, but...
Imagine. No, I'll be there.
Yeah, well, we all will. We'll get to that in a second. So the ticket prices are £27 if you get the early bird offer for this event, £32 when the early bird offer finishes, and that's assuming that they're not sold out by that point. All of the GoFests that we're going to talk about, well, all of the in-person GoFests we're going to talk about will have optional add-ons. Now, these will increase your ticket price quite substantially, but they're definitely worth considering. That one is our London GoFest. Controversial, but Niantic have also got a second GoFest in Osaka, Japan. The controversial bit, it's on the same day, so you can't attend both of these. And
I mean, you could, just be really difficult.
You could. The flight from Japan back to London, you'd miss it. Actually, technically you could, because you could get the Friday ticket for one and then fly out and do the Sunday in the other country, but
I think it's safe to say, though, bro, no one is doing that.
Yeah, I don't think even Whitfield would be that crazy. But
saying that.
Saying that, you never know. So tickets to this event are on the same date, so 4th to the 6th of August, and prices are 3,000 yen on the early bird offer, 3,500 yen on the normal ticket rate. And this one's going to be held at the Expo 70 Commemorative Park in Osaka, Japan. Unfortunately, never been, don't know anything about it.
It's not in the ghetto as well as
I don't know, but the park does look really pretty. You know what? I shouldn't say this because Niantic might not like us, but based on the London and New York GoFests, I mean, the Japan one might be in Japan's version of the ghetto, because the New York one isn't in,
it could be,
personal opinion, the best location. But yeah, if you're going to go to the APAC one, enjoy. It's going to be an amazing event. And again, same thing applies. There will be add-ons, and the times for your experiences will be the same. Now, the final in-person GoFest is, well, I can't say it's the one I'm most excited for, because, you know, having one on our own doorstep, like Coop said before we actually started recording, it would be the cheapest GoFest we ever attend ever.
Oh, mate.
And it is true.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of friends on the East Coast of America. We've got HermesNinja, we've got Ken and Adam from Lord Up, we've got JT Valor, Pokemon Master Holly, East Coast. A lot of East Coast people. And the East Coast of America is getting its own GoFest in New York City, August 18th through 20th. I am hopefully going to attend. I don't want to steal his thunder, but I think I can speak on behalf of Whitfield. He is hoping to attend too. So we just need to hopefully find some reasonably priced airfare, because tickets during the summer holidays are extortionate. They're not cheap.
Isn't New York like a really expensive city, just in general?
New York
as well?
is not cheap at the best of times.
Right. Masterful 27 and Casual Coops will not be attending.
Well, Mark actually said on Twitter that he was considering it.
I haven't confirmed yet, but I would like to also do a couple of shout-outs, because there's loads of great people that live on the East Coast. I want to shout out to a couple of guys and girls that I've met, and they're great people. Mrs. Mime, absolutely amazing. We met each other in Berlin. She's absolutely sound. She's from New York. Victoria, and also someone else that I've spoken to loads of times. We haven't met in the flesh, is Omnisec. We're both like going, are you coming to UK, bro? And I'm going, yeah, maybe. You coming to New York? Maybe. We'll see. It's a great location. Maybe not the parking, but in terms of a city for it to be in. It's easy to say they've nailed it if you live in the places it's going to be. But we've travelled to them before. We're not sat here going, oh, we've never been to any, we're waiting for it. You know, we have travelled. It will be the cheapest GoFest we've ever attended, but it is the one that we can make legendary. On our doorstep. It's UK. This is our GoFest.
This is so our GoFest. It really is.
It's ours. Everybody in the UK that play the game, and I know loads of amazing people in the UK that play the game. You know, and I'm focusing on the UK just for this purpose to this point. This is your chance to get out there and make it the best party over that weekend. Because as we've said, city experiences will be people in the UK that have never been to London.
And selfishly, we want the UK one to go off. We want another event here. So if we make this one amazing, then we need to show Niantic that we are actually worthy of future events. We've had the Safari Zoo, we've had the Ultra Beast Arrival, we've now got a GoFest, and we really need to just make this the best event ever. Now, go back to the New York one. The New York GoFest is going to be held at Randall's Island Park. Now, I'm going to credit Sue, HermesNinja, for this one. Admin for the podcast, gold Patreon member, and all-round great person. She did message me going, it's not really the most ideal location, because Central Park would have been better. It's in Manhattan. This is kind of, you've got Harlem to the, I believe, west, and the Bronx to the north, so it's kind of not the best location ever, and it's certainly not somewhere you'd really want to be hanging around in the dark. I'm going to do it. It's going to be a great event. It's probably like the Croydon of the East Coast.
And I think as a podcast, I think as human beings, especially me from South London, you've just said there, Sue knows the area very well. I think that it is safe to say that especially the New York and the London GoFest, I will just be honest and say, guys, just be careful. You know, we're all adults. There's bad stuff that happens all over the world in all different areas, but I can specifically speak from me. I agree with Ian. Just be careful. Just please be careful. We're just being transparent, right?
Absolutely.
It's
looking at the map, so we've had the GoFest in Chicago, we've had one on the West Coast in Seattle, Northwest, and now we've got one in the kind of northish east of the country. Now, Sue's just clarified it's between the south of the Bronx and Harlem, but she said the park is beautiful. And from what I've seen, the park does look stunning. All three are great locations. Now, tickets to the New York GoFest, $25 plus tax. If you get the early bird, $30 plus tax for the regular. But as I mentioned, there are add-ons on all of these. Now, the prices I'm not going to get into. Go on to PokemonLive.com for the prices, but each of these events, you will be able to get a Raid Lover add-on, an Enthusiast add-on, and they all give you extra bonuses and good stuff. Citywide gameplay, and you get the option to pre-order a T-shirt. So the biggest bugbear people have had with live events is they stand in line. I mean, Las Vegas was horrendous. People stand in line for 3 hours for a T-shirt only to find it had been sold out. So with this, you can pre-order a T-shirt, so you're guaranteed to get a T-shirt in your size if you want one.
God, they do some things so good, and then they do some things so bad. I can't deal with this company.
Now,
it's so annoying.
Let's dig into the bonus. So the Raid Lover, and I'm going to use the American one as a guideline, but you're going to get the same bonuses for every event that you get. So for the Raid Lover, it's $15. Again, it's plus tax. You're going to get up to 18 free raid passes per day by spinning gyms, photo discs. Now, you're going to have to raid in person, and GoFest raids are generally pretty good. I mean, thinking back to last year, the GoFest raids were pretty good. You're going to get an additional 5,000 XP for completing a raid, 6 additional candy for catching the Pokemon in the 5-star and Mega Raids, 3 additional candy XL for catching Pokemon in the 5-star and Mega Raids if you're level 31 or above. And then the bonuses will be active throughout the city that you're playing the event in. So there's some good bonuses, and these lobbies are going to be full because, bear in mind, everyone's there to play the event. If you're looking to chase XP and you're looking for some legendaries, definitely worth considering.
I have to agree, mate. And I say this because of the remote raid nerf, because I actually looked at it and I thought to myself, listen, this is all hypothetical, right? Because we don't know what the stuff's going to be. If
They've
it's
not
Reg
announced
Ice
it
and
yet.
Reggie
Exactly.
Rock, man's not buying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it's Giratina Origin and Yveltal, I'm going to buy 10
the thing is,
of
you
them.
have to buy I believe you have to buy this at the point you get your tickets. So you even have to make a decision when you buy your tickets. Yeah.
The egg one is a definite no.
Yeah, the Egg Enthusiast, that one, you get quarter
crazy.
egg hatch distance, an increased chance of receiving 10k eggs, which they're probably going to do event-specific 10k since they're actually specifying that you're going to get an increased chance of 10k.
Guys, don't do it. Don't fall for it. Let's not even talk about
3
it.
times hatch Stardust, 3 times hatch candy, and bonuses again will be active throughout the city that you're playing the event in. And then the third one, the final one, citywide gameplay. You're going to extend the GoFest experience throughout the city on extra day or days, so you will be able to have extra time to actually play the event. So you're not necessarily just guaranteed that one day of play. Could be a good one.
For me, I think I'm going to do the raid one for sure. Definitely going to pay for that. I'm just, my issue is, boys, I don't know about you, but I'm so excited. Like, I'm genuinely, when I say a £10 Uber from my house, I'm so excited. It's going to be an amazing weekend. I just hope that it's good, because we can't control the actual content of the event. I just really, really, really hope it's good. Like I said, if I purchase the raid thingy and it is Reg Ice, I've just got to raid Reg Ice, haven't I? So, Marky, what about you? It is.
Before Mark comments, because I know Mark's going to have some gold, but I just want to put this into context. Kerry in the chat has just said this, and this puts it into context big style. So we said that the ticket, the early bird's, £27? So by the time you've
Yeah.
added your add-ons and the extra days and the city experience, she's paid 140 quid for a ticket.
That's for 2 people, right?
For me, she said. So I don't know if she's counting
Wow.
Zachary in that, but she said that's 140 for me.
Oh wait, you can add on both. You can add off.
It's not either or. You can, yeah.
Whoa.
You can't play the park
Wow.
all the days, but you can add extra days onto the city experience.
Wow, so you can be an egg enthusiast and a raid lover. Damn.
Anyway, Mark, what are your thoughts about these add-ons? What would you likely go for should you?
I don't know. Were there add-ons for Berlin?
I don't think there were for Berlin.
There were raids. I might not because it was all in the park.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't then. I've never bought add-ons then for any events yet. I look at this and I look at it and think I'd probably go the raid ones because if we're getting the added bonuses for in-person raiding, I think that would offer the best return unless they come up with crazy egg hatches. And I mean crazy egg hatches. I mean, if they say you're going to get eggs that can have Igglybuff in, elect Ellie kids and stuff like that, and you've put the egg rate, you're going to be going.
And that's the problem.
No,
We're 3 months away from the GoFest, so they're not going to announce any information anytime soon. It's going to be drip fed to us like it was in previous years.
And Coops, I feel it, mate. You know, we'll buy the Raid Lovers package, and there'll be Cresselia appearing in raids for GoFest 23.
Let's hope he's got grass knot though, eh? Or hydro cannon.
Oh, the space duck.
From memory, I enjoy doing the raids at these in person. I know most of them happen outside of the park. So I'd probably go for the raid option. I'm going to leave the egg thing alone. I think like when you put city experiences on and then you put park things, it accumulates quite quickly. And I think I speak for people in my local groups arranging to go down there as well, looking at staying over the night there, making a weekend of it. As we recorded this podcast, hotel accommodation has gone up 30-40% already since they've announced this today. And this is like the first day. I think with the city experience, you can stay further away from the park to still get the experience, which might help. But I think from what I hear and what I feel at the moment is there's going to be a lot of people travelling over to this one from Europe as well. So it's going to be one big party. There is a little bit of anxiety from certain people because these parks, from what we see so far, aren't going to be shut off for the event only. They're public parks. And I have had quite a few people sort of message me and say, I don't feel safe going to these parks and playing it, you know, having my phone out, you know, in areas that people don't know. And I think, like you said, you know, the game is about going out and exploring. It's about seeing different parts of the world. But yeah, heed caution to it and play safe and be vigilant, you know, and if you can go with groups of people that you know, and I know that's easier said than done, but if you are part of local communities and you want to do something, try and travel on the same day, maybe make a bit of a, you know, a group of people because there will be groups of people there and they will have support tents and they've done that at previous events. I understand that, why people would feel like that. GoFest have changed a lot now, haven't they?
They have, and it started last year, yeah.
You know, when we did Dortmund in 2019, all it was getting a cheap hotel, B&B, getting your ticket and your travel and food, and that's all it was. Now these ticket parts of it are now probably 5 times more potentially from what they used to be. So it has changed quite a lot.
We're looking at about £70 average if you get all 3 per person, depending on your currency.
If you're getting all of your add-ons, you're looking about 80 quid-ish. Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. That's why I won't be going to New York. I don't have a few thousand to throw at Niantic. Wish I did, but I don't.
Yeah, well, you've got to bear in mind, you're not just throwing money at Niantic. If I go to New York, I'm not purely going for the GoFest. I'm going to a city I've not visited for 14 years and just get to spend some time in the city. The GoFest is only a very small part of it.
Yeah, fair. I suppose technically you're only giving Niantic 70 quid, but you're giving London $2,000. I suppose when you look at it like
realistically,
that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what these things are for, though, to promote tourism. Niantic actually do that, and that's why cities want these events. But I have had these add-ons before because I did the Hoenn tour in Las Vegas. Yes, go on. So I have a slightly different view on it. And yes, these add-ons quite easily can be a con. But for these live events, generally what they give you is pretty good. And for the Hoenn tour, we got the Enthusiast, and I hatched 3 shiny Tropius, and that was one of the 3 regionals that were hatching there. You do get good hatches from these events, so if it was me, I probably would get everything because I always feel that FOMO, and if you're there and you've not got the Egg Hatcher add-on, but Coops has, and Coops is hatching all this great stuff, and you're like, well, I've got another crappy 2k here with... If you're going to do it, you may as well do it. Just make the most of it. Have fun. If you can afford it, that is. Not everyone can afford them all, but I think if you can afford it, definitely do it.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't be more ecstatic. I definitely won't get the egg one.
But I do want to go back to something Mark said. For anyone that's going to these events saying, I actually don't feel safe. It's an open park. What if I get mugged? Now, the chances of you getting mugged in a park where 20,000 people are playing GoFest is probably quite slim, to be fair, because everyone's going to have the phones out. It's probably safer playing it in one of these venues while the event is live than just walking around any city at any time of the day. You know what I'm saying? The security, yes, they're open parks, but there's only really the German parks that were walled parks for GoFest. All of the others have always been open parks. Niantic are going to put things in places. They're not going to put people in danger, so you don't really need to worry about visiting these places. That there are going to be things in place. You're going to feel safe. When you see, like, say, 20,000 people all playing Pokemon Go with the phones out, you're not going to be worried about walking around with a phone in your hand because everybody has. You're not going to get some mugger in the middle of this park, like, hijacking you.
I will actually just say this now. I think it's official that to everybody coming to the London GoFest at Brockwell Park below the Thames, I think you will be seeing Casual Coops in Waterfall, Pogo Mile UK, and of course Masterful 27. So closer to the time, we'll be sorting out some details and stuff, but I think an Incensed podcast dinner in Central is definitely on the money. And yeah, honestly, I just can't wait to, because obviously I'm like Mark, I've made so many friends through London, through where I've played this game. But obviously I've not really played properly, honestly, like a year and a half, 2 years. So it's going to be an awesome event. And I can't wait. Honestly, I've never been more excited more than this event. Genuinely, I just hope it's Giratina Origin.
You know what? You're right, and I'm being a little bit premature here, but why change like the regularity of my life? If you do see us at the GoFest, come and say hi, because we'll have little business cards for you. We'll have stickers. We'll have some swag for you. So I'm getting it in 3 months early. We'll be plugging it as we get up to GoFest, but come and see us because we might just have some goodies for you.
Hey guys, good news.
What?
You can actually add on the extras after you've bought the ticket at a later date. How cool is that?
That is great.
Nice.
That's awesome. But of course, not everybody's going to be able to go to a live event, and unfortunately that is one of the realities of life, that not everybody can afford to get to the events, not everybody has the time to get to these events, and not everybody has the inclination to get to these events. Some people just don't like being in big groups of people. Now, for any of those categories that you might fit into, if you still want to play GoFest, you can, because on the 26th and 27th of August, you will be able to play 2023's Global Pokemon GoFest. So
Whoop, whoop.
there is a global experience as well, and this you'll be able to play wherever you are.
For the second year in a row, I am letting you all enjoy the game on my birthday for a big event. So August the 27th, have a GoFest with me and just have a great experience wherever you are in the world. How cool is that? Shundaraxu Part 2. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, let's try not to fuse any light sockets this year. But anyway, the tickets to the Global GoFest, $14.99 US or equivalent in your local currency. And these are available now in the in-game store. Hours of play on the 2 days will be 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. your local time. Trainers who purchase a Pokemon GoFest Global ticket by the 5th of July and play between June 21st and July the 5th will receive a special timed research. So what that gives us, we don't know, but you know what? It's nice. Get your tickets bought now if you want to play that one, because we all love a GoFest. If you can do 2, great. If you can do 1, great. If you can do 3, great. If you're mad enough to fly across the world to do all 4 of them,
4.
then yeah, knock yourself out.
That's content, Ian. That is content.
That is
isn't
content.
it? I did all
It's
4 GoFests in 23.
I will not be
You
making.
could actually do that though, right?
You could
technically.
play one on the Friday, fly after it, and then do the other one on the Sunday.
The more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, damn, if only I had the money, I'd be there. That would be an amazing trip.
Yeah, but there is a lot of people upset that they've put the Japan and the UK one on the same day, and rightly so. I get it.
Look, I get it as well, but you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I just
To me, it didn't bother me because I was never going to go to the. As much as I would love to go to the APAC one, I would not be able to afford to go to all 3, so it didn't bother me in that context.
I feel like personally for me, it's more content creators that are mad. I get that. I understand that. I think the general public, like myself, that don't have vlogging, don't have income through Pokemon Go type thing, I don't rely on that as my job, as my career. I think I can understand their frustration, but I agree with you, Ian. I think in general, I think it's a good decision. I think imagine that weekend, the hype's going to be crazy. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be awesome. As much as we can just keep talking about GoFest for the entire show. Something before we move on I wanted to get into, because we're all hyped about GoFest. Yeah, I think we can all agree that we're all really looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
The place that we all love to hate, Twitter, the toxic seething pool that is Twitter. The keyboard warriors have been at it again, and I don't really have the energy for it, so let's just have a bit of a chat. So, since GoFest was announced, and people are excited, they're posting the tickets, I'm going to this event, it's great, I'm so looking forward to hanging out with friends, etc. And then you get the keyboard warriors going,
oh, you're a hypocrite. You said you'd done with Niantic. You said you wasn't going to give them any money.
I just think, is there any need? Regardless of your opinion about the remote raid nerf, about how Niantic does this, is there any need just to start taking shots at your friends because they want to go and play a GoFest?
Do you know what? It's an interesting one because Twitter is actually where we've got a really good following, and we do get a lot of visibility of this pool of varied opinions. Whenever something kicks off, I look at the comment feed and I go, I could pretty much guess one of maybe a dozen people that could have said the thing to trigger it off, and it usually is the same. And I think the beautiful thing with Twitter is I think you get this with whatever subject matter it is. There'll be the same dozen people in any subject matter. Like we talking about Pokemon Go and Twitter being a bit toxic, but there'll be like hundreds of other topics at the moment on Twitter with the same sort of opinions flying around that we'll never see because we're not part of those circles. And it's quite an interesting way that it works. But yeah, I'm not going to be controversial. I'm just going to say it how it is. My opinion. I haven't got time for people that are just posting on social media going,
you lot are going against what you said. You shouldn't be going to these GoFests. Don't bother going.
Because this isn't about the game. This is about the game's creating the environment and creating the platform of it. This is about friends, people that have met each other, having a chance to spend time with each other around an event that the game is creating. And for me, I speak for myself, I'll probably be playing a game a bit of the time we're down there, and the rest of it, I'm going to be having some great memorable moments, touching base with people again, and people having what's the word I'm looking for? Having the excuse, the reason to travel to the same spot. That's the bit I'm looking forward to the most. We've all touched base over the last 4, 5, 6 years around a pandemic, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most here, but you're absolutely right. That's my opinion, by the way.
Totally agree. I had this recently at work where people were like, oh, why are you travelling to play Pokemon? I'm like, well, what I do with my money and my time
because I want
is
to.
Totally up to me. If people want to go to these events, why call them out for it? Yes, they may have said, oh, I'm going to go free to play. But why are you taking shots at somebody? How people spend their time and their money is up to them. And because of something somebody said in the heat of the moment 3 weeks ago when something was still raw, yeah, people are upset and it takes time to get over things. And generally about a month, you kind of over it to a certain degree. And a couple of tweets that I just want to reference, and regular listener and contributor to the show, Maston, said, I'd love to hear the view of the Incensed podcast boys on the hashtag Heroes Niantic Cross Pokemon GoFest 2023 situation. Amazed how many free-to-play players have just dropped £25 or dollars at the drop of a hat while boycotting a huge money-grabbing, hungry company who doesn't care. And I think, Masson, you've certainly got mine and Mark's viewpoint on that. You'll hear Coops in a second. But one comment I did want to get in on, because this guy, friend of the show and all-around beta to the masses, Ken Pescator from the Load Up podcast, tweeted, the irony of some loud and angry voices on Twitter saying they are attending GoFest just so they can play Pokemon Go together with their friends. And then there's a little gif of, you don't see the irony in that, but what is wrong with people wanting to attend this event and play together? Genuinely, what is the issue? Coops?
First of all, I'm just absolutely buzzing to finally do some lucky trades with people I've been lucky with for about 3 years. That's just
the original going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plus the fact it's 10 minutes from your house.
Yeah. But like, guys, I'll be there in a sec. No, let's get it out of the way because that's going to be great. I just feel like 2 years ago I would have really cared and had a massive opinion. Life's just different now. But all what I will say, that I just don't really care. I'm buzzing, so I'm going. Look. Okay, first of all, what I don't understand, let me get that into the air. What I don't understand is that people kept moaning over the last month that
last year you'd have released the GoFest details. Why have you not done them?
I'm like, I've said this before. I've never known an audience to like deliberate what they think is best to a company. It's so
Seriously,
crazy.
for real.
You wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get that
Absolutely.
in any. Do you think there's people on Twitter, on FIFA, like you released this on the 8th of December last year? It's now the 11th. Like, no, that would never happen.
I think football fans would do that. Because they do, don't they, about their teams?
I'm just giving an example. So it's so crazy how much the Pokemon Go fan base like deliberate.
Yeah, they feel an ownership of this game.
It's crazy. And then obviously when they released this really cool trailer which got me hyped. And then on social media, everyone's like, "Just release them already! Stop wasting our time."
When they did the teaser, people were like, "We just want the days like." They're building anticipation. Let them build some hype,
mate.
Absolutely.
Bro, I was literally like reading these comments like, dude, chill out. Like, if your life is so wrapped up with this game, like, you really need to take a step back. I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I was reading the replies and obviously going off our chat last week about London, I was thinking how amazing it would be. And went on Twitter to read these comments of hopefully people being like, "Oh my God, yes, there's that billboard." People were saying, "That's the New York. I think there's going to be one here. There could be one here."
Yeah, Holly was doing that and she actually had some really good insights in where they could be.
I'm reading these tweets like there are some angry, like people were just crazy. So I've not understood any of that because for me, I was hoping that there'd be a London one and I was hoping there'd be one in Europe because I was going to make the effort to attend. But yeah, I'm not really sure people's anger and stuff like that. That to me, that's crazy. But going off the HermesNinja stuff, I think I've said this 100 times before and I apologise to everyone listening. They're like, "Oh, here he goes again." We love this game. This game is a huge part of all of our lives and we want the best for the game. And I think with that does come a bit of hypocrisy. I think that's quite natural. 1 minute, if they'd done this and they'd said they're not raiding, but then Rayquaza came back the week after, I think we'd all still be buying remote raid passes and maxing the 5 a day. So in general, I think if you accept that with this game comes a lot of emotion, comes a lot of positives, a lot of negatives, a lot of hypocrisy. I think if you can understand that, I think we kind of know how things run now. If something bad does happen, we have a little moan, we have a little vent on Twitter, but guess who's still going to do their Team Go Rocket Balloon after midnight? We are. So it's kind of like, not to sort of be sort of like a bit cynical and sort of wrap it up in like this easy way, but that's just kind of how I feel.
Actually, Coops, that is true. People go, "Oh, I'm gonna punish Niantic. I'm not spending any money on the game, but I'm gonna go free to play." Niantic want you to play the game. It's a free to play game. The money's like an icing on the cake.
Yeah, the free to play HermesNinja movement. It's a very hypocrite thing for me, in my opinion, because it's, you know, like you said, if your game time is still 12 hours a day, technically you're not really achieving anything.
Exactly. But we'll leave our thoughts behind. And before we move on with the show, we got a couple of...
Send your WhatsApps now!
Now, we've had 3 WhatsApp messages this week, so we'll get into them. The first one is from Saul.
You all there, boy? Just thought I'd let you know I've literally just got done listening to all your podcasts and all of them are great. Always laughing and going every time I'm listening to something. And honestly, if there was anything like a comment that I'd have to say, that is, I'd want more episodes. I didn't know if you could do any more through the week. It's obviously not a thing that's even has to be thought about, but it would be rather lovely to hear all of your voices more times than once a week. I know Milo has a YouTube and Mark has a YouTube. I think Ian has one.
Oh, cheers, thanks.
He doesn't.
That's who I think Ian has.
I've just started watching his videos, but I've not got a lot of 4G. I have 2 gig of data a month, and I pretty much waste it on all your podcasts because I forget to download them in the morning. But yeah, no. What I was going to say as well is with the elite raids, they definitely need to find another way of doing them. I went down to Pool Park. There was a few people there, and someone on Campfire finally actually messaged me. I forgot what his name was. He was really nice and saying, "Oh, what time are you going down there and stuff." And the only reason I have Campfire now is because of you guys, because of that Lucy Bulb that reached out to you to reach out to me. And now I'm in their Facebook group. I've got their group on Campfire. I'm in the Incensed group on Campfire, and I'm more over the moon. I cannot be like, it's just great that I've got it. You know, it helps. And Kekleon and Hundos and Nandos. So thank you for that. Honestly, I'm truly grateful. And yeah, on the side of all of just listening to all of your other episodes. They're great, mate. Just keep going. Don't ever end. Don't ever let anybody tell you what to do or what to do different. Or just well done and lots of love. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Saul. And I just want to clarify.
I love Saul. He's brilliant.
Saul's great. I just want to clarify. Yes, Milo has a YouTube channel. Masterful27 has a YouTube channel. Ian Waterfall has a YouTube channel. Casual Coops used to have a YouTube channel.
It's still there, though. It's still there.
He still has 4 subscriptions. Me and you combined, Ian, painfully. Bloody hell. Yeah. Subscribe to him.
But essentially, Saul, that's how we all met. That's how we became the Incensed podcast, because we all actually do make YouTube videos. We just don't really talk about them, except Milo, he does. But on this podcast, we don't really talk about our YouTube stuff. But yeah, we all create.
Let us know if you're going to come to London Go Fest, bro. It'd be lovely to see you. And yeah, man, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate the love. Like, yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm just absolutely buzzing with life at the moment.
And also, we can't make more than one episode a week, because if you knew the actual amount of production that goes into one show, there's no way we're making more than one a week. Sorry, mate.
10-minute daily podcasts. That could be the only way around it, couldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But what would a podcast be without a message from Pen Pal Simon?
Just giving this message raw, unplanned and unedited as the dates for the London Go Fest are announced. They've picked the one weekend, the one and only weekend where Pen Pal Simon, that's me by the way, can't make the Saturday or the Sunday. I can't go to the in-person London Go Fest. Words cannot describe how crushingly upset I am. I could have met all of my Pokemon Go celebrity idols. It would be great. At least I'll avoid getting any restraining orders taken out of me from like smelling people's hair or just sort of generally making a huge pest of myself. But absolutely gutted, lads. I'd sensed it was going to be in London. I was so up for my first in-person event, and it's not to be. Awful. I'll be in Cornwall with the family, and I don't think it's worth risking my marriage and relationship with my mum and my kids to. Cricket's just released a video about the dates. Cricket, we could have met and been besties. I just can't believe it. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy yourselves. Everybody who's going, have a great time.
Oh, Simon.
Pen Pal Simon, that is gutty.
Simon, you said you couldn't do Saturday or Sunday. If you can do the Friday, man, go Friday. We'll be there.
Mate, do you know what's funny? He's the one person when it got announced, I thought, I can't wait to meet this guy so I can get him to actually airdrop me his song email so I can have it on my iTunes playlist. I'm not going to meet him. That is sad. Simon, well, mate, listen, Cornwall is amazing. So have an amazing
Cornwall's
time.
Great. You're going to have a great time.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Yeah. That is... Oh, I tell you what. The Go Fest.
Oh, the Global will be potentially doing that in Ealing, maybe.
Yeah, we'll be doing that where Milo lives. So potentially, bro, if you're free, you'll still see us.
I say we'll be doing it in Ealing. We probably will be doing it in Ealing. We haven't talked about that yet, actually, but we probably will be doing it in Ealing.
It's going to be Ealing, isn't it? Let's face it, but it might not be.
It might not be. You never know. You might all come north, or we might go west.
Or you might have loved South London that much, you want to come back.
But our last WhatsApp message this week, and closing arguments to HermesNinja.
Hello, lads. HermesNinja here. I spent a lot of time yesterday reading social media after the GoFest information dropped, and I immediately knew that I wanted to call in and talk to you guys about the controversy that ensued. There was a kind of push and pull between the HermesNinja movement and the desire to attend GoFest. So, speaking entirely from my own point of view, I've come up with 4 statements. 1, I will be attending GoFest. 2, I hate that Niantic has put arbitrary limits on remote raids and want them to listen to us. 3, I am not a hypocrite. 4, all of these statements are true. Alrighty, let's dig into those a little. I saw a lot of people on social media yesterday calling their friends hypocrites because their friends were part of the HermesNinja movement, but they still wanted to go to GoFest. To me, This isn't a zero-sum game. It's not all black and white. There isn't only one way to play and one way to protest. So there are shades of gray, like with everything else in life. It is about, like I've called in before and talked to you about, balance. I can intensely dislike Niantic's remote raid nerf, their arbitrary limits, and still love this game and the friends that I've made through this game. While I personally have made the decision to cut back on my in-game spending, I'm not going to cut off my nose to spite my face. All right, a little background about me. Before lockdown, I was a casual player. Most weeks, I would never even pick up the game during the work week. I'd play a couple hours on the weekend, but that was about it. But then as a result of lockdown and the online communities that we have grown and loved as a result of lockdown, I became an everyday player. I'd finish a conference call at 11 p.m. and I'd turn on the game to find that my remote raid invite bar was glowing orange, and I'd get to jump into a remote raid in Japan. Or it would be 12:30 in the morning, and I'm watching a favorite content creator's live stream, when my invite bar would turn orange, and I'd get to jump into a remote raid in Australia. I loved playing the game when it was convenient for me. But now that Niantic has imposed arbitrary remote raid limits, it's had a negative impact on how I play the game, and particularly on how I interact with international friends. So there's a lot of sadness going around in the community, and I feel a lot of it as well. But GoFest is a bright light in that scenario. It's the opportunity to travel and see dear friends and play together all around the globe. But I have to point out that most of the expense of these trips is paid to airlines and hotels and restaurants. That money does not line Niantic's pockets. The only money that I spend that goes to Niantic is on the GoFest ticket itself. And I have to say, that is significantly less than my prior remote raid budget. So I've cut back on my in-game spending to the bare minimum that works for me. While I am not free to play, there are no hard and fast rules that say I have to be free to play. And I am still speaking out daily, imploring Niantic to show a little empathy to their customers who love this game so much. Think about it. We wouldn't be so loud if we didn't care. So that's a very long way of saying, play the game your way. Protest Niantic's arbitrary raid limits your way. But don't turn against each other just because we have different ways of expressing ourselves and our pleasure or displeasure with the game. We have every right to disagree with each other, but name-calling and infighting helps no one. My hope is that we as a community continue supporting each other and understand that while our circumstances in life may vary, our feelings and our ways of expressing those feelings are no less valid. That's it. Thanks as always, dear boys, for letting me rant.
You're welcome.
Absolutely well said. Absolutely well said. I just find myself pausing and like listen to I love a lot of love in the chat as well. But like Sue, you just say it's just such a beautiful way you say it. Like I just like listen to the depth of the words and the message, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely agree. And I think it strikes a chord with most people.
While I was listening to that, I did Google hypocrite, the dictionary meaning, and this is why I mentioned the word, because I'm like Sue, went on social media and I was saying the word hypocrite everywhere. A person whose actions contradict their stated beliefs or feelings is hypocritical. I understand what Sue's saying, but not that I disagree with it, but I do understand what Ken means. It's ironic and it is a bit hypocritical, which is why I said I used the word because it was being thrown around. We've obviously been reading the same tweets, me and Sue. But I'm sorry, but it really is. Just because we now have got a GoFest that we want to go to because it suits us, it's kind of like, I don't know, I'm not sure. I do genuinely believe that some people's act, because like I said, that's a hypocrite. It says it goes against your beliefs and your feelings. That's the definition of the word hypocrite, and that is what people have been doing. So I can understand, like I said, I don't care, but I can understand why there are certain people, like you said, lured up, and there were other people.
There's been a few people throwing it around, calling people out. Yeah.
You know, that have been, let's say that have been calling people out. Not that I disagree with you, because I take into account all that name calling. Yeah, that's a load of rubbish. Should be doing that in life, period. But I can understand people's opinions when they're saying, well, isn't that a little bit hypocritical that you're saying, I'm not going to support a company that's done this, I'm not going to support that's done this, I'm feeling this type of way. 2 weeks later, GoFest, I'm off, £75, I'm buying all the things. So all I'm saying is I'm not going against you, but I'm just saying I can understand people's validated opinions when they are calling out people that is, what did we say, ironic, hypocritical.
Yeah, and
I can understand
and
that.
I think Sue's point was that she's never said she's free to play, so she isn't actually hypocritical. She disagrees with what Niantic have done, she disagrees with their actions, but by putting everyone in the same boat, not everyone is hypocritical.
Oh, right, and you feel like that's what people are doing, right?
It appears that way. I mean, like I say, it's a cesspool on Twitter, but that
very
it
small.
Does seem
it's
like
a very small echo chamber, isn't it, on Twitter?
I totally get it. We all play the game differently. If you're me, I've not played for years, so we all play it differently.
But you're going to a GoFest, aren't you? I mean, you've been unhappy in certain instances, and you've stopped playing the game for nearly a year.
Yeah. But I've never ever said, like, Sue, I've never ever said, oh my God, I'm free to play.
Oh, actually, you have, because we all did about 2 years ago in our early episodes.
Life's changed. Life's changed.
Can't say never ever, though.
My dad taught me one thing in life, and I think this is a really nice way to end and move on. There's no point having a mind if you can't change it. And I think that is a very, very, very special thing.
I love that, Coops, because you said that to me a few episodes ago. And I remember being at home one weekend, and I referenced that saying, Coops, and it went down very well, and it was a nice smile it got as well. It was just like, it is. It's a lovely. I love it. Very wise.
Totally agree. But one thing you can't change is the results of a game. So over to Master 427 for this week's
Tail to chase, it's chasing the tail.
Probably one of my favourite games. No, it is one of my favourite games, Chasing the Tail. For anyone new to the show, though, Chasing the Tail is a name-associated game with the names of Pokemon. Starting person will name a Pokemon, and the following person will have to name a Pokemon that starts with the last letter of the previous Pokemon. So if I say to Ian, Pikachu, Ian would go, maybe Umbreon. Other rules to the game are, if you pause for too long, you're going to be out, and you can't repeat the same Pokemon throughout the whole duration of the game. So it'll be me, followed by Ian, and then Koopsy, bringing up the rear. Starting Pokemon Ian is Pachirisu.
Umbreon.
Nidoking.
Geodude.
It's always the same.
Ekans.
Salamence.
Eevee.
Espeon.
Noctowl.
Ekans.
Oh, bro, we literally just...
We've had Ekans.
Oh, have we had Ekans?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're not listening now. What's going on?
Mate, I lost track of how many E's there were. I thought that we'd gone down that slippery E trail. Oh, dear.
Get used to them. We'll be in South London soon.
Oh, dear goodness. Right, and my starting Pokemon will be Nosepass.
He's out. He's got Bro, are you for real?
I totally blanked.
My God.
I totally blanked. And I didn't do it because we were running long.
Excellent.
Think of anything. And there's so many. Coops, you're the winner, dude.
You're the winner, Coops.
Games later, here I am winning them all.
Bro, I'm actually killing it with the games and the polls at the moment, hey?
You are.
Yeah. Damn. Well, GG's.
You are getting good at winning the games, and that was short but sweet.
But by not doing anything.
But talking of things that are short and sweet, then we're not talking about Coops. We are going to talk about the Sustainability Week. Sparks.
Oh, I'm dead.
over 10 as well. We're going to have a quick recap on Sustainability Week. That has long gone by the time this episode is released. Guys, I mean, I'll lead off I found Sustainability Week was okay. I think one of our concerns for this event was Drillbur being the new shiny. Was it going to be readily available? I think we were surprised. It did spawn quite a lot. The research tasks were quite common. I'll tell you how I did, guys. I got a pair of shiny Dwebbles, and I did hatch a shiny Bonsley, which was an old 5k egg. But yeah, a couple of
That's
Dwebbles.
Not bad, actually. Yeah, I mean, that's
too bad.
Pretty good. Coops may as well go first because we know how much you'll have played the event.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually not true. I tried to play a little bit a day, and I think, when did the event start? Was it the 20th of April?
Like last Tuesday.
Yes, so on the 20th of April, I got a shiny Blitzel. I'm not sure if that was even part of the event.
Yeah, I think it was spawning in the event, yeah.
Yeah, and that's all I got. Yeah, no shiny drill. But to be fair, I probably only clicked on about 60. But yeah, I was really happy. It reminded me of like back in the day, and they had this event, and there was like Sandshrew and Ponyta everywhere or something like that. Oh, it was amazing. So it brought me back to the days because Drillbur was everywhere. So amazing. Love to see an event like that again.
Yeah, and I was a bit disappointed with it, actually. The fact that you couldn't get Trubbish as a main spawn for the event really killed me because I was actually actively wanting that shiny. I've got one. I wanted a second one. But there were a couple of bonuses from the event. Can you call it that? Probably not. Shiny Shoulder, I shouldn't have tapped on it because that's always shines. But, boosted dust and all that. So I was asking for it, really. But I did actually hatch 100% Bounce Wheat. So I'll take that.
Ooh.
That's probably my highlight of the event. It was...
How much do you pay for it?
I hatched a lot. And actually, I want to go on a slight tangent here because we obviously know people aren't spending money on raid passes at the moment because of the whole nerf. Have you actually realised that every event Niantic is doing now is egg focused? So they're just getting the money off people by putting incubator requirements in the game. And yes, you can just use your infinite, but if people wanting the good stuff, then it is focusing on buying incubators.
No, they're getting their money off people that still hatch eggs after they hypocritically say that they're not doing it.
I've been saying it for the last three times.
And again. See what I did there? That was good, wasn't it?
You're correct. You're correct. And I would like to say I won't be hatching eggs in
Liar.
May, but I know I will be. But certainly I'm not going to spend a fortune on incubators because I've said it for so long. Eggs are just a rip-off. You never get anything amazing. And when you do, it's 100% Bounce Wheat, which really, let's face it, it's probably not going to be much good for anything.
And speaking of things amazing, it's now time for part 2 of...
Is the news.
Oh, it's good to hear my boy Reversal. He's still on his... he hasn't come off his soapbox, actually, since we mentioned it a few weeks ago. He stayed on it proudly for so long, and we'll be playing GoFest, I believe. So good to have you back, Rev.
He posted his ticket. Mate. He'll be at the Osaka GoFest.
You missed a trick there. You should have come to London with us.
Now, boys, I don't want to interrupt your reversal talk, but I do just want to talk about May, because if you thought March was bad and then you thought April was even worse, now May, it's gonna be May. I would rather listen to NSYNC all day long than do anything in May. But look, the May content, can I call it a content update? Look, let's first of all,
let's
talk
great,
about
is it? Really, it's not great.
I don't know what's going on. This is really not, in my opinion, it's not very good. Now, let's talk about the 5-star raids for May. Tapu Bulu will leave raids on May the 2nd at 10 a.m. Now, from May the 2nd until May the 9th, these could all be shiny, so take what you want from that. We're going to get Genesect with the Shock Drive form.
Mark's favourite legendary.
Then from, it's Cresselia, isn't it? Then from May the 9th to May 24th, we're going to get Tapu Fini. Really good for Ultra
I just want to say, new shiny.
Oh, is that a new shiny?
That's a new shiny.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, still won't be raiding it. And then from May the 24th to June the 1st, we're going to have shiny Regigigas, which is awesome. Now, from these, going to lead us into the raid hours quite simply. May the 3rd, Genesect. May the 10th, Tapu Fini. May the 17th, Tapu Fini. And then May the 24th, Regigigas. And May the 31st, Regigigas. Now, mega raids. Marky, there's only one man to do the job.
I love a mega raid. And actually looking at some of these ones, I haven't actually got some of these yet in my mega decks. So maybe I might do a raid. Mega Slowbro departs on May the 2nd. You've still got 2 days to raid it as you're listening to this. So knock yourselves out with that one. May the 2nd to May the 11th. It's not that great, really. Mega Sizer. But this is the one that I think aesthetically looks evil as hell and is a brand new mega to the game. And for that reason, I will be raiding this one. May the 11th to May the 24th, we've got Mega Pinsir making its debut.
We have, and that's the one everybody's got like a million shinies of. So
Yeah.
hopefully you've got a good one to become your Mega.
Looks flipping evil, actually. But I do.
It actually does. Do you approve of this one?
I approve because it'll give me nightmares tonight when I go to bed now. I've just zoomed up on it on my screen and it looks scary. And the final one for May the 24th to June the 1st, Mega Altaria, another Mega that I haven't got yet. So yeah, knock yourselves out, people. That really does give May a strong backbone.
Thank you, Marky. And I now kind of wanted to talk about the events that we've sort of got. So we've got an Instinctive Hero from the 2nd to the 8th. We've got a raid day on the 6th of May, which is awesome. That's when Mega Scizor, Seize, or however you say it, is in raid. So potentially, no, it probably wouldn't be Scyther, would it? But but yeah. Then we've got Valorous Hero, May the 11th to the 17th. We've got Elite Raids on May the 13th. That'll be exciting. Community Day on May the 21st. And then there's question marks for the 22nd to the 28th. So kind of really got no idea, really, to be honest, what May's going to entail. But we'll talk about that as the next few weeks go on.
Actually, Coops, Mark, good news.
If it's the Instinctive Hero, I don't know.
It's the Instinctive Hero info. So it is actually in an article on Pokemon Go Live, and it is worth mentioning.
Go see it.
It is worth mentioning because we're going to get Pokemon debuts. So Larvesta and Volcarona will debut during this event, and they will be available in 2, 5, and 10k eggs. You know, so I said there's a very much an egg-themed thing to every event Niantic is doing at the moment.
Hypocrite.
That these are going to be in there, and you'll be able to evolve Larvesta into Volcarona by using 400 candies. So it's going to take a little bit of work to get this one evolved. The event bonus for this one is the increased chance of hatching shiny Pokemon from 2, 5, and 10k eggs, double Stardust for hatching, and double XP for hatching. So again, it's very much an egg-focused event. In the eggs, Larvesta will be hatching, but there will also be Mime Jr., Happiny, Timber, Carablast, Axew, Shelmet. They can all be shiny, but the new shiny for this event, one of my favourites, and I think Masterful27 likes this one as well. Mantike is the new shiny that will be in the eggs for this event.
It's a lovely shiny. It's long
Mantike,
overdue.
Mantine's been out for ages, but Mantike is new.
Oh, I didn't think it was new. Fair enough.
They're very clever, aren't they, Ian, that they've locked that behind 7-kilometre eggs.
Yeah, Mantike's always been an egg mon, so we can't really complain too much. But again, great way to get you spending money on incubators. And of course, you'll also be able to hatch a Gumi, which you'll probably get loads of. It can't be shiny.
And if we all thought Blanche's Lapras with the accessory was an amazing design, don't get me wrong, if anyone's got... We get another opportunity of a one-off encounter with Elekid, and it has Spark's little armband on his hand, or its paw hand, with a little Instinct logo on it. And you get one chance of getting it, and it could be shiny. But this is interesting, because this is one that could evolve, potentially, with the costume. We need to see if they include that in the game. That'd be interesting if they do that. It's not a great shiny, but I think they're pretty cool, aren't they? The one-off shots for these. These are rare ones, aren't they? They are rare.
If you get the shiny one, it's something to brag about, definitely. And to tie this event off, there will be field research, task encounters, shiny opportunities, Chansey, Electabuzz, Magmar, Snorlax, Mantine, and Chimecho, and not shiny Magneton will be available.
What have I said all show, boys?
South London's not as dangerous as we think it is.
Moving on. So the research breakthroughs have been the same, it feels like, for the last 12 years. But the spotlight hours for this month, every Tuesday, 6 till 7 local time. On May the 2nd, we're going to have Alolan Geodude. May the 9th, Ponyta. May the 16th, Bellsprout. May the 23rd, Skorupi, and lastly, May the 30th, Houndour. And boys, guess what? They can all be shiny.
Yay. And I'd just like to add, Milo, as much as I love you, I'm not driving to Amsterdam for Geodude Spotlight Hour. Sorry, not happening this time.
But did you do that before?
For the community day, the Alolan Geodude community day, we actually drove to Amsterdam for it.
Oh, you've never
played about
that. I don't think you
an hour of it.
I don't think we have. Yeah.
No,
we didn't even play that. We played about 20 minutes, I think it was.
You
should probably mention that again. No, I agree. You should probably.
I'm not being negative, but it's not looking like the best month in my opinion. Couple of new shinies, couple of ones that you're going to have to hatch. There's going to be stuff to chase, but it's not looking like the strongest month. And like I said last month, and like I said the month before, it's all going to depend on the events. So the month itself looks quite weak, but we'll see what the events bring. But they've hit us with a valorous, what's it called? Valorous Hero?
No. It's not. That's not what it's called. The No One Cares event. That's what it's called.
Actually, I was checking the article then. Yeah, the Valorous Hero and the Instinctive Hero. Yeah, it's not looking great, but hopefully the events can save it. And I'm hoping that question mark event will be something decent.
Yeah, May looks a bit poor, really. On overall, the events, they made the Mystic event look poor, and I think they've learned from it a little bit by trying to make a little bit more structure to this Instinct one. The highlight of all of it is probably that we've got 5 shiny spotlight hours, and there are a couple that I'll be playing because I do Bellsprout and Skorupi are ones that I still need. I think the events might just give it something, but yeah, it feels like they're just dulling it down a bit ahead of August.
It's on tick over almost, isn't it? The game's almost on tick over.
My revelation is I've not had one shiny Tapu yet since they all started being put into the game. I'm not going to be raiding the new one. What about, have you got them all yet, Ian?
Haven't got Tapu Bulu, but I haven't really been raiding. I mean, in the last few days, I have actually been doing a lot more remote raids when the bar lights up. With 5 a day, it is pretty tough. Unless you've got good RNG and that looks with you, it is tough if you're any remote raiding, and people still aren't really biting when you send raid invites out. So I haven't at the moment, but we've still got a few more days.
I've been trying to gather my thoughts about what I think about May, but I'm just really struggling because all I can think about is that Mark's poll?
Well, Coops, I'm going to blow your mind because there's 2 polls tonight. We all named our favourite cheesy love songs, but I put minus Milo, and I asked the people on Twitter, which of these is your favourite? We had 48 votes on the poll. So some of the comments on it was, Sue HermesNinja said, love the Bangles, but Dire Straits wins every time. Reviews of the Tub, I Want to Sex You Up by Colour Me Bad.
Oh, I love that song. Yeah, back in the day.
I do as well. Kel's Leggers has put, gotta love a bit of Take That. Apex 171, beauty of knowing 2 languages. You can hear music from either or, but 2 songs come to mind. Is it Las Lalves or De Mi Alma for Vicente Fernandez and Sable Ami from Los Panchos y Edie Gourmet?
I love Mark speaking Spanish.
Oh, Civili. Sanjay Schmosby has put, the Tequila Man that is, Take That takes you back to the 90s. Ben McKenzie says, and here I am trying to tell you that I care. That must be a song line from Coops' song. Mike Griffin has put Romeo and Juliet Any Day. Thank you, Mike. And JB has put Close Your Eyes, Give Me Your Hand, Darling. Lovely little selection there.
Yes.
So the poll results in 3rd place with 27% of the vote. Good number. A Million Love Songs by Take That.
Suck it, Coops.
Ooh, I've won the poll. I've won the games.
Damn.
In 2nd place, with 29% of the vote, was Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits.
Yes!
Which means
I didn't win in the comments, but yes.
Exactly. And with a whopping 44% of the vote, the Bangles with Eternal Flame.
Mum, come over here. Right. I'm just gonna get my mum involved here, right? Because I'm not happy about this, right? I'm not happy about this. So listen, we did a poll, right? I picked as the best love song, Take That, A Million Love Songs, and it came last. How do you feel about that, Mum?
That's not good.
That is not good, boys. We are not happy about that. We are not
good.
Rubbish.
Sorry, Mrs. Coops. The general public voted.
Yeah, sorry, Mrs. Coops. That was poll 1. We did do another poll, and this is one that's been on the channel for a little bit longer.
Is that Mark's poll?
2.
Number 2.
Coops. Slap that in. 2. It would only be remiss of us not to poke the GoFest pinata or whatever they call them.
I was going to say you can't steal his phrase.
Oh, no, I can't. No, that's very, very... Poke the pinata, then, if we go with that one. So, which of these Pokemon GoFest 23 will you be attending? We asked the question. If more than one in brackets, select the one you're most excited for, because some people will be doing more than one, I can imagine. But we did put the global version in there as well. We had 360 people vote in about 12 hours today. Reviews to the Tub said, hope you all make it to New York. Love to meet you all. And apparently someone from Incensed podcast has put, at least 2 of the boys are looking to do New York City. Might be more, but who knows? Ian?
No, that's what I said, at least. That's why we put at least.
But no, we've got some new people that have commented as well. Starlight Muser has said, waiting for Multis on Global. I'm excited for London. First GoFest in the UK. Sneaky Shadow Daniels put, I'll be in London. Mr. Mossam, love Mr. Mossam. Met him at Litwick Com Day. Booked my ticket for Friday afternoon at the park. If you're doing the same, I can't wait to see you all again. Last time was lit. Wick Com Day. Very
Wick.
good. JB, Osaka, love that. And the Keen Brown has gone with a friend's gif of Chandler and Joey, with Chandler just saying, or Joey saying the words, London baby. London baby. Cannot wait. So here we go, in reverse order.
Hype.
In fourth place with 11%, we've got Osaka. In third place with 17%, we've got New York.
It's London.
And of the actual fixed locations, second place with 30%, we've got London baby. 43% of people will be playing the global ones, or most excited for the global ones. But yeah, nice split, nice spread.
Fair.
And I think, fair. So yeah, thank you to the 360 people who voted on that.
I do just want to say as well to all the listeners before you wrap up the show, Ian, if it's okay. Guys, if you do have any WhatsApp messages or any sort of tweets that you do want to ask us about London in general, about the park, about the area, about transport, all jokes aside, we can literally answer that, especially me and Milo. You know, we've sort of lived in London for a long, long time. So please just write in and message us, email us on our email address, and just ask us any questions, any queries that you have about sort of London in general.
I think leading up to it might be worth us just doing little snippets. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I just want to just, like I said, if you are coming but you're a bit worried, a bit anxious about this, please just ask us questions, DM the Twitter, just tweet us normally, just sort of do whatever. And we'll sort of answer them like Ian said, hopefully over the next few months. So please feel free to do that if that's fair to say.
Absolutely. I can't say it any better than that, mate. So let's move into everyone's favourite section of this show.
Shinies of the week.
So I've got one here. I don't know if this is the first time, but it really made me laugh. So I've got one from @BulbasaurBud. Have we had that before? So it's the first one. So BulbasaurBud, love the name, has said, just a minute into the podcast, #Shinies of the week, my first ever shiny Dwebble. Hey, 700 CP. They got the shiny Dwebble. It says, thanks @Incensed Podcast. You're more than welcome.
I've got one on Twitter from Eric Braun 25. We remember Eric Braun, don't we, boys?
Yes.
Eric has tweeted, #late, #shinies of the week, #I forgot, #third shift life, #sorry guys, @Incensed Podcast. When you called me out, I absolutely cackled. Laughing face emojis. #my favourite roast. This is one of the few highlights of my long week. And for people that are just listening to this and go, what are we on about? Eric tweeted this and I read it out, but he didn't actually put an image of the shinies that he'd caught. And the boys were going, well, that's not the shinies of the week. He hasn't taken part. And I go, what's a new listener? This is brilliant. So I believe these are the shinies that we didn't see. It's a hundo. It's a hundo Togepi.
That's a hundo.
And a shiny Bibarel. Or Bibarel, which is, I'm assuming it's been
would have
evolved.
been a Bidoof, wouldn't it? But, he's evolved it, yeah.
But it has a 15-15-8 stat on it, which is pretty epic. So, Eric, there you go. With your image attached, you are part of the Shinies of the Week section now, my man. Well done. Those long shift weeks there, they can be brutal. We know what they're like. So, you are forgiven.
If you would like to be roasted on this podcast, send us a #Shinies of the Week roast, and we will take the mickey out of you as well. Anyway, the final Shinies of the Week for this week is from Barb's 1989. Other way round as last week. In the last minute of the podcast, I caught this one. It's all right. I think Bob's is German, so I'll let you off, Bob's. Don't know its English name. Nummel? ? Yeah, it's a Nummel, as I play in German. So, yeah, we'll let you off, Bobs. We like Germany. #Shinies of the Week @Incensed Podcast. And it is the shiny Camorb, which is Nummel.
Oh, yeah.
GG.
I remember that.
Nice one, Bobs. Yeah. And that is pretty much going to do it for tonight. So we'd like to thank everyone for listening to the podcast. And please keep the Shinies of the Week coming in. Keep tagging us. Keep sending us your messages. Keep sending us your WhatsApp messages. We like to hear your voices. It adds a little bit of diversity to the English accents that you hear from the four of us every single week. And if you are one of our Patreon members, thank you so much for being on board. We do value each and every one of you, especially to our gold members who are HermesNinja JB, CliffordMert, DerbyRuss, Kerry and Zachary Connolly, MLFalk 2022, Apex_171, Professor 58, KTechnogal, and MUFTi. Without you, we couldn't make this podcast sound as crisp, clean, and amazing as it does. So we thank each and every one of you. Now, while you're doing things for us, if you aren't following us already, hit that plus or subscribe button because it makes your life easier. Every week, you'll just get notified that a new podcast episode is live, and that will be on a Sunday afternoon if you're in the UK or whenever you normally get episodes in your own time zone. But I digress. I'm going to say this now. If you haven't rated us on the podcast platform that you listen to us on or that you have access to, there's no rule saying you can only rate us on one platform. Please give us a review of what you think we're worthy. 5 stars would be great, but if you think we're a 1 or a 2, just score us what you think we're worth. But we do value each and every one of you that scores. And I know Coops has kind of got a special place in his heart for Spotify, so score us on there.
Please.
But that is going to do it for this week. We will catch you next week, and we're not quite sure whether Whitfield will be back.
Guys, bad news.
What?
Tuesday, 2nd of May, a Lowen Geodude Spotlight Hour. Enough said.
And on that terrible disappointment, we will catch you next week with more from the Incensed podcast.
I choose you!